Name of the show? Okay.
Yeah, ready to go, Chris. Let's go.
Remember the Lakers-Clippers game that was postponed on January 28th? It's been rescheduled for April 9th.
That's perfect. Hopefully we'll have everything on the line. Clippers and Lakers is staples to determine, the number one seed in the West. That would be ideal to have everything still be up in the air at that time of the season between two teams that are fighting it out to be the top dog in the Western Conference.
Yeah, it's one of those things for me where we talked about it so much in September, October as things were being put together. And now as you get to April, we'll just be 4 days left before the last end of the season. So now to be one game to be first, second place, I think would be huge.
Well, the Lakers, they have 29 games left in the regular season. Anthony Davis, LeBron James won one of the most competitive all-star games in the last 20 years. Tonight, in their first game back, they play host to the young and talented Memphis Grizzlies, who are currently occupying that 8th spot in the Western Conference standings. Here are AD and LeBron looking ahead to the second half of the season.
Coming in and have practices like we had today. Keep getting after it, staying in the moment, taking it game by game. We know this is technically the second half of the season where, guys come back from All-Star break and teams pick it up, and so we have to do the same thing, but, we have more than enough to be able to make sure that not only stay in the West, but to win basketball games. We want to make sure that we come out and pick it up like we left off defensively. We know it's probably be a little rust offensively, but defensively we can control that. I think we'll be fine.
LeBron, what are some of the things you want the team to work on? Obviously, a pretty good first part of the season. What about the second part?
No, I just want to continue to get better. We continue to get better every day, and we put ourselves in a position where we can win. And that's all you can ask for.
Chris, can we stop saying the second half of the season? Let's just call it
the last third.
Let's just call it the last 8.5 week sprint. Let's call it that.
Okay.
Because we know they're not going to play another 50 games. No. It bothers me every year, so we should just change that now, Chris.
Okay, I'm with you. I was actually just thinking that as I said it. I'm like, that's not what it is. 8 weeks left. Because,
understand that you're jockeying for position. Those bottom 8 teams, they're already getting ready for 1, 2, 3 Cancun. They're getting ready for vacation. Let's just call it what it is. The top 8 teams are really taking this serious. Who could really move up in this next week or two? Who could slip?
Yeah.
7 or 8. Do you really want to hold on to 7 or 8, or do you really want to slip out and get a lottery pick? So only a handful of teams are really, really locking in and honing in, saying we really got jockeying for a better position.
So looking at the Grizzlies and the Lakers, it's a possible playoff preview in the sense the Lakers, the 1 seed right now, the Grizzlies sitting in that 8th spot. But we also look at the moves that were made today. The Pistons bought out Markieff Morris, and according to Shams Charania, the Lakers, they've signed them. Sekou, what does he add to this team?
He adds the same things that the other Morris twin adds to the Clippers. Yeah. Toughness, shot making, a defender on the perimeter against, bigs and guys who are playing, at wing forward spot. But more than anything, this gives the Lakers another body to go at the Clippers with. This is an arms race between these two teams. They've been trying to match up body for body. The Lakers are clearly the biggest, most formidable frontline team you're going to see in the playoffs on the Eastern Conference side. I think Milwaukee occupies that same spot, on the other side. But this is a deal where if you couldn't get the other Morris, Lakers, you just get this Morris. I like it. You put them in the same city. Yeah. Maybe test some loyalties. When see who really wants
you think they're going to change jerseys?
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
Who really wants to go at his twin when you play?
Hey, who y'all doubling tonight? What's going on? Like you might a little inside, because we may laugh at it, but can you imagine you just signed with the enemy, but we brothers.
Man, they might be sharing a condo.
As tight as you can get as twins, right? Yeah. So I can sure one may be trying to get some type of information.
I love it.
I would.
It only spices up an already spicy rivalry. It's going to make it even better.
All right, we talk about the Lakers all the time. So let's talk about the Grizzlies and their young stars, Jaren Jackson, Ja Morant, and also I'm going to mention Brandon Clark in that conversation because all 3 of those guys played in the Rising Stars game. So 3D, like we've said before with this team, it seems like they're playing with house money. But what do you expect from them closing out the rest of this season? What are you watching?
I expect Coach Jenkins to really test this young team and see how good they want to be. Sekou and I were having a conversation a couple weeks ago about it. At first, I was like, I don't know, maybe let it go to draft pick. No, these young guys are playing the right way. They're on the right directory. You put the right vets around them. Why not get a taste of the playoffs? Why not let the fans know that this is who they are? The basketball guys have been good to them, give them 2 young players, and you bring in Brandon Clark. Now he's lights off. I call him the human pogo stick, the way he runs up down the floor in the alley-oops and block shots. I love everything Tyler Jenkins has done with this young team and the way they're playing.
Well, and you're going to have to fight off some competition for the 8th spot. I know we kind of talk about them now, projecting them into that 8th spot.
Portland.
But I'm nervous now with Dame.
You have 28 games left. That's a lot of time for you to slip up with somebody else to gain grounding.
Yeah.
So we're going to find out if this Grizzlies team is mature enough with these young guys in key positions to battle through a late season playoff push. This is going to be difficult. Taylor Jenkins is just as green to this as a head coach as some of these guys on his roster. So we're going to find out if the Grizzlies have the mettle to hold off these other teams down the stretch and get that playoff spot.
Yeah, because their best players are, 19, 20, 21, in that age range?
Yeah, but I talked to Jaren Jackson Jr. In Chicago during All-Star Weekend. They don't talk like 19, 20-year-old guys.
They don't.
They really exhibit the kind of characteristics you want from mature players in this league. I would imagine they're going to put up a vicious fight for that 8th spot. It's just going to be a matter of can they hold out.
Now, with Dame Lillard's growing injury, how long, if that's going to be more serious? Obviously, the Zion effect down in New Orleans, they think they can fight
5 games back for them.
So all of that's good conversations, but I think the real team you give eyeball to is the Spurs because we know they have that pedigree, Pop's there. And can DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge get back to some type of all-star play? To your point, Sekou, you could give them a legit chance. But if Dame is banged up more than we think it is, then you kind of take pork.
And we don't even talk about Sacramento and Phoenix, who are really, if you look at the numbers, they're right there.
They're right there, too.
But we're not talking about them. If one of them were to get hot, one of those teams get rolling, you know how it is after the All-Star break. Somebody's schedule might open up anything. An injury somewhere allows a team to get cranked up. This race could be much more interesting, Chris, than we think.
Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson, certainly 2 young stars in Memphis. How about a young star in Dallas that's shining as bright as you can? Luka Doncic made his return from injury before the All-Star break and looked like the same player we saw. 33 points, 8 assists, 12 rebounds last time out.
In this game. But let's start at the first quarter. The Rockets up 7. James Harden forcing the steal on Andrew Wiggins. He'll get the ball back. The alley-up up to Westbrook, who had 21 points and 10 boards. Houston was big from three-point range in the first half. Harden, 29 points and 10 assists. Westbrook. The Rockets had 25 made threes in this game for the 6th time this season. Robert Covington, he'll get fouled in the process. Second quarter, P.J. Tucker makes a corner 3. He made all 5 of his 3-point tries in the quarter. Houston 15 of 26 from 3, tying a first-half franchise record. We go to the fourth quarter. Rockets up 33. Austin Rivers. But watch Westbrook elbow Damian Lee in the chest. Juan Toscano-Anderson snatches the ball from Westbrook. And shortly after, Westbrook exchanging some words with Klay Thompson before running into Kevon Looney. Westbrook was ejected after his second technical foul of the game. He has a league-high 13 in that department on the year. Rockets win by 30. Here's Westbrook on his ejection.
But I got to do a better job of holding myself accountable to a very, very high standard. And I'll make sure I leave no room for error to allow somebody and people to paint me out to be a guy that I'm not. I just think it's unfair though, that after all that, I'm the only one that get attacked or kicked out. That's not fair. I don't care what nobody says. There's so many other people involved in it that were doing so many things that weren't okay. But I'm the one that gets attacked, gets ejected, and everybody else is cool and go back to play. But like I said, I take responsibility for that, and I hold myself to a very high standard, which I'm withhold.
Heard but not seen enough. Kyrie Irving's 20-game season in Brooklyn officially ending Wednesday. He'll have arthroscopic surgery. The shoulder not responding when he played. In pain, he did some things. Still averaged 27. Had a pair of 50-point games. Mark Schwartz on point.
Brooklyn knew there would be growing pains, but perhaps no one anticipated it would hurt quite like this.
Kyrie Irving is grabbing his right leg. Irving is writhing in pain.
For the Nets, this season was supposed to be about building chemistry with one superstar, while the other one spent the entire year in street clothes healing a ruptured Achilles tendon. That plan is now in tatters, with news that Kyrie Irving's season is over.
The Nets guard will have surgery on his ailing shoulder.
And Kevin Durant has no intention of putting on a cape to rescue the franchise in the playoffs. Irving's Brooklyn debut was a smash.
Back up three. Good! Oh, wow, Kyrie!
He put up 50 opening night at home, and the Borough brimmed with bravado.
I feel like we definitely a contender. I mean, it's been a long time coming.
Weeks later, he would injure his shoulder, costing him 2 months, allowing Spencer Dinwiddie to emerge as a potential all-star guard in his absence. In January, while rehabbing the shoulder, Irving lasted only 9 games before succumbing to an injured knee. Irving's season